thought what I'd do is I thought I'd show my war attacks from my recent war against Prime. So first base here, you'll see this quite a lot. It's quite a common theme of these front-loaded resource bases with the back-loaded defenses. Now, for me, the bases like this, it means two things. It means a small screen has a lot of points up front to use from great range. And when you get to the top section, AoE bots are king. Because you've obviously got a lot of defenses clumped in a small area. Now this one's slightly different. This one's different in case instead of having them all really clumped together, just to spread out a bit more. Does that make it harder? Does it make it easier? Different courses, different people. But I'll show how I attack this step by step. So I always put pipes down first. This is just to make sure that whatever bots I'm dropping after that aren't getting any damage. I always drop at least one healer as well, just so that my bots are getting healed, because you don't want to get down to too lower health. But you can see here now I'm using smoke screen, so I'm actually using smoke screen to get rid of the fire build bots. I know when I get up top I'm going to be using like Leo Prime and obviously Rust Dust, so I want to get rid of those fire build bots. So you can see there, I've actually got rid of, I think that was the hack core, the age. Get rid of that. That can really cause some problems. I try and get rid of that early. If the age core is next to the shield gen, I'll kind of leave it till later, but make sure it's a priority. If it's not, I'll make it a priority and take it out. Same with Megatronus. It all depends on whether it's covered by the shield gen or not. But you notice I'm trying to keep my bots down below here, so I've dropped these a bit on this side because I want to try and keep them down here. Just want to show something there quick as well. So you can see here that I've dropped pipes on the right. The reason I'm using pipes and not another warrior or anything is that what I can do is, as the bots take this section out and pipes is out there on his own, I can rush pipes across and bring him back in line again. And then what I do is I'll leave the sharks, finishing it off and killing the defense, just so it helps my pathing. So Quintus on pipes, it doesn't have to be pipes, it could be any sort of rushing warrior, really helps. I suppose Grimlock will probably be best for that, because it means that the sharks have got more DPS, because Grimlock naturally has. But I just like pipes, the acid, and just because he's leveled, and I use pipes. So then see there, we're still using smoke screen. So I'm waiting for this build bot. So I've actually got Styler on smoke screen, just because if he walks off, like you can see now, then he does really well at reducing the range of those defenses. On the likes of Rust Dust and Overload, I think I have Peacemaker to hack defenses, so it works really well. So you can see here that we're taking quite a lot of damage, so we're using Overload to sort of protect our bots now. Obviously great against Mind Wipe as well, so I do use Overload for that. I did a video the other week about Trailbreaker, Overload and Tracks, so go and check that out. But yeah, Smokescreen walked off it, which is not ideal. I'm trying to keep your bots together, that's the main thing. But if Smokescreen does walk off, because of the way I place him, I've put Styler on him purposely so that he can reduce the range of defenses and not get hit as much like he is now. But you can see there, once those outpost bots are down, it's quite easy to get through the base, but those outpost bots just stopping my bots from working. So they all start pathing round to the left. So I think this actually shows a loss, but you can obviously see here, I've got all my bots left. And obviously really, really easy to finish this off now. It's not a loss, is it? Look at it. I actually didn't even lose smoke screen in this battle. But you know what live like. Pretty powerful. See that hack sort of making use there. Really cool. But yeah, I did win. So a bit more of a front-loaded base. So when I'm doing front-loaded bases, I'll tend to drop smoke screen first, right at the back as far as I can. Then it doesn't get hit by a lot of things, and then you can sort of take out any build bots, any cores that you need to. So you see there, I've chosen to go for the Liège first because Liège can really help, really hinder your team, really cause some serious problems. Then I'm taking the 5 Billbots out again so I can use Rust Dust and Leo Prime. And, don't be scared of using Leo Prime still. He's still very good. Just not as cheap as he was, but still absolutely brilliant. So you can see there, we're using Overload because it's going to take quite a bit of damage here. So let's make sure my gunners stay alive. So we're going to use the Titan Blast, a White Kremzik, and 1 hit from Smokescreen to take out the shield gen. So my Titan is level 24, so that's possible with level 24 Titan. You can also do it with lower levels, but it might need 2 Smokescreen hits, which means costing you more points. So because it's a bit front loaded, it means I'm going to need a combiner for this one. It's going to take a lot of damage while you're fighting outpost bots. So we pop the bots there, we pop the combiner. I like using Computron more than other combiners because it's a bit more forgiving. That if you do drop Computron early and they have Lao Kaiser on defense, he can't hack Computron. There's been a few times where I've used Volcanicus, so Mega Supreme dropped it a bit early and the combiners got hacked. So, I mean, it still worked out, but it's been hard, so I just prefer using Computron. It does great damage if you know how to use him. But generally, with Computron, you'll see here, I try to use a stealth first. So you hit with the 3-star ability first, I think it is. See there, it goes into stealth, so it doesn't get any damage. Then I tend to really hack. So again, if you hack the defenses, they're not going to do much damage to you. So again, it's keeping him alive. Then I'll use the 5-star ability in a different place. You don't want to slow them defenses just hacked. Then I rush over, and then I'll try and get another stealth off if I can, or another 3-star ability or 2-star ability, but not in that case. But you can see there, cleared a good area with that hack and the cryo and the stealth. So yeah, really liking Computron, my favourite combiner at the minute. Rushing Pipes there just to try and distract any outpost bots. I weren't sure if it's Twin Twist or not. Because again, I don't want Twin Twist popping and killing my my bots. I weren't sure on the placement here of Nemesis Prime from being really critical though. I would have put him further forwards in front of the cluster rather than the back. I'm not too sure why it's sort of behind where the cluster was really. But yeah. So you can see here, similar sort of design, so similar way again, we drop pipes far right. Then we drop Smokescreen and we're going to start taking things out. We drop a healer in second a minute, I think. So pathing is the most important thing you'll do. You don't want splits. So I'm trying to take out this beam laser and this Spider-Man and this Billbot. And then I want to try and take this out as well with Smokescreen. So all this section here with Smokescreen, and then the bots will just path sideways. They're literally there. Yeah, the anti-fire there for anti-fire, but these sort of lesser defenses are there to make you sort of take other things out and make you path upwards. So you can see here, if you watch pipes, you'll see what I mean. So Smokescreen's taking these out with natural DPS, and pipes is going to go up here, you'll see. So I took out the Nexus core with Smokescreen. That was a bit of a priority. I imagine we'll take out the age core. Yeah, there you go. We're starting taking the age. So you see here. So Pipes is rushing over there. So we're rushing back, rushing away. Don't even going over there. And you see there, all the bots are pathing apart from Smokescreen. He'll tend to sort of follow over a bit later or walk upwards. That's where style is really important for him. And there you go. As I said, he's going to walk upwards now. We're still going to take out these Billbots with him, and that just slows him down as well from getting killed. So, still doing his job. So, by this point, I've probably got about 20 ability points, but the main thing is that all the anti-fire Billbots are down. So, we can use Leo Prime, we can use Rust Dust. So, again, Overload here. Getting hacked by Mind Wipe. I think I've got anti-hack on Pipes and on Leo Prime, maybe, I think. I've got anti-hack within my team, obviously to stop myself from getting hit by Mind Wipe. Rushing Pipes there to pop the outposts. Drop Computron. You see there, Overload protecting them defenses, but doesn't matter because obviously the time he sort of takes doing that. So there we go, there's the stealth ability. So he gets in a bit closer. There's that hack. I've actually hacked the bots there. The bots were actually in that area there, you can see, but doesn't really show very well, but actually hacks the bots. Then we're going to use the 5-star ability. So these bots, obviously, that have been hacked, are going to do some damage as well. That's why I try and leave it quite late and leave it so that they can take off some defenses. Obviously, like if there's a lot of defenses left, they're not going to do much. So I try and leave it so there's only a few left. Quite a bad split there, I'm honest with you, but it doesn't matter because we're going to protect smoke screen there with overload. Need the DPS. It's just a matter of just taking out this section now with obviously like rust dust, incredible damage. Titans obviously won its battle, and then it's just a case of taking the last two defenses out. I think this is the closest in terms of time. I think I have about 10 seconds left. So again, I'm going to start the same. I've gone this side because there's more fire cores on this side than the other side. So I want to take them out first, make sure. So we drop pipes high. We drop beachcomber low. Reflect that damage back, he'll stay alive. We drop the rest of the bots down low. I want to keep them low. I actually made a bit of an error. I should have maybe dropped them in the middle here because what happens is, as you'll see, we clear this area with rust dust. Now the fire core's gone. But the problem is that these all stay behind. I actually don't have many points for the top section. So important that we keep them all together though. But I should have dropped some more centralized and being critical. So rush pipes over there. He'll pop a couple of them. But you see the bots have stayed together. But what they do is, as soon as these pop out, they start prioritizing. But again, we're using overload on the gunner's part because, you know, the front tanks have all got anti-hack. So they're not going to get hacked. It's alright, as long as they stay alive. But obviously, its main thing is that these don't get hacked, my gunners, because they're the ones that go do the damage. See there, one of my healers actually gets hacked there, but it's alright. I think stays alive. Pipes, rush him in, do that taunt, take the damage away. So then once we get in range, then it's a case of, again, just unleashing the likes of Leo Prime and Rust Dust. See there, I think, is it Rust Dust over there? Yeah, Rust Dust is over there, Rust Dust over there, and Leo Prime up the middle, I think it is. You see that hack's coming down. Again, drop Computron. Doesn't matter if the hack comes over here or not. So I've used stealth down here, just want to get that stealth so he gets further up. You have to target something with the stealth, so be careful that his defense is around or outpost spots or something. Use the 5-star ability first that time, just because the 5-star ability has better range and run out of stealth. Then we're going to use the 4-star ability on the section over here. There we go. And same again, at this point, like you can see, there's not many defenses left. Because of the age and Peacemaker, that means that Scourge attacking his own base. And you'll actually see Beachcomber get hacked now. That's why Beachcomber's not as OP as he was, because obviously he can get hacked because it's a special bot, you can see there. And that leaves me just to hit on the HQ while he wanders off down here. So that bit that I missed at the bottom, that section, actually helped me out in the end. There we go, base down. And I actually lost this base last time. What happened was I didn't take overload and I got hacked by Mind Wipe. So Mind Wipe can be really powerful, but he has counters, that's what I like about it. So we're taking the anti-fire build bots out here. Taking the, obviously the FFD as well, because we're going to use pipes. On the front loaded ones, I like to drop pipes and rush him in just to keep him alive, but take any damage away from the team. So as soon as we rush pipes in, we can drop the rest of the team. I'm waiting for Mind Wipe to pop out of here. We're going to do some damage first, try and make sure our bots don't get too much damage while we're fighting him. So I'm doing loads of damage with Rust Dust on side there. I think we hit the other side of Rust Dust as well. There we go, in the middle. We've also hit this with the Titan, White Crimzeek as well, so that helps. And then as soon as Mind Wipe pops, then we drop Overload. And I think Overload stops about 2 or 3 seconds short of what Mind Wipe is. So the bots get hacked for like a second, but the healers keep them alive anyway. But you see there, we destroyed pretty much 70% of the base there. Again, using that AoE in the clustered sections. When you look at the top section, very limited. So I'm not too worried. Obviously, you're going to try and use as much AoE as possible because obviously you're going to be short on time if you don't. But the point being is that you don't want to spend too much time in this top section here, and you definitely don't want to break through this wall and pop these outposts. I did use Rook, a bit of a bug recently where he was Hollow was standing still, so I've actually dropped Rook from the team and put Overload in. But it still worked alright. But you can also put Rook in there if you're scared of popping outposts. You can pop them from range with something like Rook. So there we go. It's done some damage with Leo Prime there because there's no fancy fire build bots left. Rustus running off as usual. There we go. So yes, we did lose a couple of bots. That is true. Then we send Comptron, and again, it's just the same. Because there's not many bots left, we can hack the bots rather than defenses. So we need to get rid of that Liege, though. That's a priority. We don't want that hacking our entire team and our entire team killing itself. So getting rid of that is the priority. So you can see there, we hacked that. Hacked Beachcomber. Hacked the bots, they'll all start fighting themselves. You can see there. And because I was so concentrated going, I am going to beat this time. I'm not going to lose. Well, I only dropped once last time, to be fair. But it still called me to 275. So this time I was like using smoke screen. I was like, I'm definitely not going to run out of time this time. And yeah, so I might kill them build bots. And then, yeah, like I said, easy win against one of the top players in the game. You know, it was defeat. It was a win though. But yeah, I hope that you've maybe learned something from that. I'm going to go from my war team as well. So just looking at my war team. So pipes I have set up with Quintus and Forge of Solus because sometimes you might lose him, but obviously with Forge of Solus he comes back alive again. Again, that hack immunity is really important. I want to rush him in and pop outposts. Then we've got Beachcomber, who's got his G1 and Jazzy, which is a standard setup, but remember he can be hacked if he has this setup, and that's why you find that on defense he will have this, and so can be hacked quite easily. Then we've got Overload with Peacemaker and Liege, who's going to hack bots. Then we've got Rustdust set up with a G1 for healing. I do need to max it out actually. Oops. And Peacemaker again for hacking. So we're constantly hacking the outpost bots. Wheeljack set up with the G1 and Kunai. I did think about putting a different combat on, but I do like Kunai on Wheeljack. Obviously, works really well with just Wheeljack. Does work on other bots, but works better on Wheeljack. Still use Leo Prime. Still great amount of damage, 11.5k. Maybe a bit expensive, like people said. I think it should go to 7+3 rather than 7+4. I think just a slight tweak, but that's my suggestion. Who knows? And then we've got SP Optimus Prime as well. That obviously increases DPS and stuff. So pretty cool. And it can sort of like distract defense. He actually stays alive quite well. So it's a good combat. Then we've got Smokescreen. Like I said, I did have him set up differently with Peacemaker, but I think Style is really good for him because it blinds him, reduces attack range, and keeps him out of trouble. So I do really like Styler on Smokescreen. I did have Peacemaker on him, but I found that when I was dropping him right at the back of the base, he was walking close and getting hit by Spider-Mine and Morton and stuff. So Styler or Glitch for me, but I prefer Styler on Smokescreen personally. And then lastly we got Ratchet, Officer CL, still one of the best combats in the game regardless of the nerf or the fix or whatever you want to call it. And then Alpha Trion would not go to war without Alpha Trion, so still a really good core. And that's the setup. So like I said, I hope you sort of learned something from that, and I hope you can take that into your wars, and hopefully it will help you sort of path better. Hopefully maybe question your choice on bots and change it up a bit. And I think that it's important to have different bots and trying different things out and different combinations, and not always sticking to the same bots for every base either. Because I think that obviously the more fire cores people have, the less points you've got and the harder it's going to be. But go and try these things out, guys. Go and try some different bots. Go and try this method out of a walk if you want to, and let me know how it goes.